Hey guys, and welcome back to Near Northonomics. I'm so happy that you're here to talk about all things economic development with me. In case you missed it, my name is Sarah Cook, and I'm Communications and Marketing for Almaguin Community Economic Development, or ACE, as we so lovingly call it. On this episode, we're talking with the Director of Economic Development for ACE, aka my boss, Dave Gray. Dave has been working in the EC-Dev sphere since 2013, working with just 3 Almaguin municipalities to start, when it grew to 6 municipalities in 2018, and now ACE serves the entire East Parry Sound District. But don't call it that. We call it Almaguin out here. All right? So first up, the burning question on 87.3% of the population's mind: what is economic development? What does it mean? It's such a broad term. Let's hear what Dave had to say.
If you ask what is economic development, you're liable to get 10 different answers from 10 different people. One of the first of which that I think most folks would identify with is supporting businesses, their growth, their expansion, their development, their startup, across a number of different types of support that they may require at any given time. So it's within that, there's an entire scope of practice that one could look at. Another could be assisting municipalities with things like economic development planning. So that could be making sure that your communities are investment ready. That could mean that you're making sure that your plans and strategies are consistent with the economic future that you would want to realize within your municipalities. And again, it's an entire scope of practice in and of itself. Another could be, especially in instances where community and economic development are kind of merged, working with community organizations and various community functions to help grow and develop those aspects of things. So that could mean anything from supporting community organizations in increasing their organizational capacities. It could mean something as tangible as supporting the growth or redevelopment of community features and fixtures like community centers and things like that.
So as we have learned, there is not really a one definition for economic development, as it encompasses a variety of aspects and is region to region and town to town specific. Almaguin Community Economic Development seeks to provide an identity to the East Parry Sound District. Legend has it the name Almaguin is a mashup of Algonquin, Magnetawan, and Seguin, which checks out, but I'm not going to dive into that today. Instead, let's talk about some of the branding ACE has done.
In order to stand out as a destination, or at least to carve your chunk in that destination space, you do need to put forward several elements of a brand, just so that folks have something to resonate with. I think that what we've done with the Almaguin brand in trying to use visual identifiers to kind of create a bit of parallelism, or to create, I guess, some consistency throughout the region, is just to help people who are here understand that they are in fact in a destination region. And I think what we're trying to put forward is there's lots of things offered through Almaguin, and there's lots of opportunities for people to discover or find or immerse themselves in. And I think the benefit of the regional view of doing that is that you're bringing in the history, the culture, the points of interest, the features of multiple small communities into one larger offering.
We're from Almaguin. Of course, nobody would know where we are if it wasn't for Huntsville or North Bay, right? But as we just heard, that's where economic development comes in. As we've heard, there are challenges in compatible development in the North, but there are also so many wins.
Things that we that challenges us here in the region is the availability of certain hard services. When you're looking at attracting development, having things like water and sewer readily available in the places where developers need them is certainly a feather in the cap of trying to attract people here. I've often been heard saying that one of the major benefits, one of the trees that will continuously bear fruit, is the relationships that have been developed throughout the economic development landscape, between municipalities working together to ensure that these services continue, between the supportive agencies that are providing supports to businesses or communities or community organizations and other organizations. And we've had a lot of wins in terms of projects. We caught provincial recognition with our 2016 business retention and expansion study that was led by the Almaguin Highlands Chamber of Commerce. We're constantly implementing different strategies. Another one being just the Almaguin brand strategy implementation and getting the Almaguin brand out there, so at least people could identify this piece of geography in between Muskoka and North Bay. For a long time, it was just kind of like, well, you're outside of Muskoka and now you're in Muskoka North. And I think it was important for people to carve out that sense of identity that we are Almaguin, and whatever that means to us is important to us.
Absolutely. So now you know, Almaguin. It's not Muskoka North. And it turns out economic development isn't a one-size-fits-all term. I find it fascinating how the threads weave together to create a pretty tapestry of entrepreneurs, community organizations, political officials, and everyday humans just living life. So, stay tuned for our two-part special, an interview with Ontario's Minister of Economic Development, Job Growth and Trade. And if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow us on the socials. See you next time.